Welcome to Track Talk with TrackGabe, horse racing's best podcast. Now here's your host, TrackGabe.
What is up? We're with my man, Matt Dinerman. How are you, sir?
Good, Gabe. Good to be on. How are you?
I'm doing really good, thank you. Mr. Monmouth himself, how are you enjoying Monmouth?
Really enjoying the time here. I mean, the Jersey Shore is a great place to spend your summer. Really good quality of living, good food. Went to the beach on Monday. It's been a little bit on the warm side, but that's all right. And we've had a fun time here. So I've really enjoyed my time at Monmouth, and this is my second season here, and I feel really lucky to be part of a really nice racetrack like Monmouth.
You know, recently at Santa Anita, I had a group of New Jersey patrons. They're big fans of yours as well. But you know what? They say that New Jersey has the best food in the country. More diners, a lot of food. Would you say New Jersey's food's really good?
It ranks up there in the United States for sure. I mean, obviously the Italian food is second to none. Like you had mentioned, there are a lot of diners, a lot of good mom and pop stops to stop at, and have really good quality sort of homemade food. So it's very good. And they've got all different types of food as well. I mean, really just all across the board.
You know, I kind of miss that, living in Los Angeles. 30 years ago when I was like a young kid, there was a lot of mom and pop places. Now I feel like LA's become so, everything's corporate. Everything's a Panera Bread or McDonald's or, Olive Garden, the mom and pop places. So it's good to hear that New Jersey still has mom and pop places. And it is the diner capital of the country, I hear too, so.
A lot of diners, and every diner I've been to has been really, really good. It's not like you go into a diner and it's always really good.
So, one thing I want to talk about Monmouth is I have a lot of people, even including myself, who handicap Monmouth and have a hard time picking winners there. Now, do you have any tips for our people on how to pick winners at Monmouth? How to approach Monmouth?
It's funny because you would think that, are there certain angles? A lot of people say Monmouth is a pretty speed favoring type of track, but at the same time, I haven't seen it to be as speed biased as some people make it out to be. I think it's very fair. Although I think like a lot of tracks on the dirt, I think you got to basically go gate to wire by the time you hit the quarter pole. I mean, if you're not around, at the very least, turning for home, then you're probably not going to win the race. And that's on the dirt. On the turf, I think you see a lot of off-the-pace horses because I think that it's very much like New York racing, really a strive, the way they train the horses. They strive to, late in the game, win a race versus, California, which is more speed-induced. So it looks like you just got back here, Gabe. I'll say it one more time if you didn't hear that. The dirt track, basically at the quarter pole, you have to be around turning for home. You don't see a lot of closers on the dirt. It's a lot like sort of like Del Mar, right? When they turn for home, you got to be around. You'll see a closer every once in a while, but it's more of a total pace collapse when that happens. And the turf, it's a lot like New York racing. They really sort of, the way they train and the way that they ask their horses to run, it's very emphasized of start slow and finish really strong. And that's why you see a lot of strong finishes and close finishes because it's not easy to go gate to wire here.
Yeah. And, it's funny that you say that because I've asked a lot of jockeys that have visited, from back east. I even remember, like even when Joe Bravo first came here or came back here and other jockeys, and they all say that Del Mar and Santa Anita are very speed biased compared to the tracks out there. So it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even say that the track is that speed biased as much as you just want to be around turning for home. I mean, I see a lot of riders here, for example, at the 3 ace pole, if they're laying just off, a little bit off, and they have a lot of horse, you're going to see them move a little early to get in that position turning for home.
Yeah, exactly. Now, you went from, it's funny because you went from all the way in the Pacific where Golden Gate, and then you went into the middle of country at Oaklawn, and now you're in the East Coast at Monmouth. So I mean, it's just funny how you're traveling all over the country, and I love seeing your success. I love hearing your calls, and you know what? You know what I miss? I miss your picks. I remember me and Corey, man. We would go with your picks a lot at Golden Gate. And, you know, I know you still give them out at Monmouth, but, you know, there's only so much time in the day that I personally have to follow racing.
Sure.
But you're a pretty good handicapper, man. I got to say that. So anybody listening, he's not only good looking, he's not only a good announcer, but he's actually a very darn good handicapper as well. So anybody, you know, if you got a pick, I'm always listening. You have one for us on Saturday, don't you?
Yeah, so unfortunately, on my pick is going to come in the feature race of the day on Saturday, and it's a good race for 3-year-olds, the Tail of the Cat Stakes. Now, what happened was there was a horse at Belmont Park, unfortunately, that caught the strangles virus, and what we did,
oh boy,
what we did was we moved the race. Tail of the Cat was supposed to be run last week. We moved it a week, figuring, and as of yesterday, that was the case. Figuring that, okay, by Saturday, the New York horses, there are a few of them that want to run in this race, will be able to, because we basically shut down our backstretch from New York horses coming in because of this virus. Unfortunately, probably an hour before we recorded this, they just came out saying that at Saratoga now there's a horse with the strangles virus. So Monmouth, about a half hour ago, sent out a mass text saying that the New York horses, until further notice, they're not allowed on the backstretch here at Monmouth, and any horse at Monmouth who's currently running in New York, shipping for a race, they're not allowed back until further notice. So we're going to have a couple of scratches in the Tail of the Cat because of that. However, I still like Outrunner number 10, who's my top pick in the race. If you watch his last race, he won on debut, then came back off a layoff last time. He had a horrendous trip and a first-level allowance against older open company. This horse could have won with a better trip. And now he gets back in against restricted 3-year-olds, and I think he's going to be primed second off a layoff for a really good run. So Tail of the Cat Stakes, that's at Monmouth Park on Saturday. My top pick is Outrunner. Trip play 100%. Unfortunately, because these New York shippers aren't going to come in here, they're inevitably going to be scratched. That is going to hurt Outrunner's price, but nonetheless, I really like him in the race.
You know what? That's a good pick. See, you're a good handicapper, man. I'm telling you, that's a good pick.
Thank you.
I looked at the race myself.
Okay.
And that was a horse I'm strongly considering. Let me tell you why also. I want to add to your list. The horse is bred very good. I also checked out American Pharaoh out of a dam who hit the board in almost all of her races. So This horse is bred very good. It's lightly raced, so it has nothing but upside and improvement potential. So I really think that's a good pick too. I definitely think there's no morning line out for the horse, but what were we expecting? 12-1, 15-1?
Oh no, I'm hearing that he's put 9-2 on the morning line.
9-2.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh, wait a moment. They're going to scratch the Chad Brown horse.
Yeah, Chad Brown's horse.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Forget what I said.
Out.
Yeah. He'll be less.
Golden Channel's coming out. He was 6-1 on the morning line, and
there is a morning line out. Oh boy, I looked and I couldn't find one.
Yeah,
okay.
I think they just put it out. And unfortunately, Mythical Man is out, and I thought he was really interesting. I mean, this was a really good race, and unfortunately now it's narrowed down a bit. Still good horses. There's still some quality.
Yeah, but you know what? Now that you say that we got rid of a lot of the tough competition in there, so now it makes it easier for our horse to win.
Right. So I'd key him. I mean, if you go and watch that replay, this horse had a bad trip that day, and I think he could have won. So, and even with a race under his belt now, he could even take a step forward. So I think this horse is really well spotted to win a stake here.
Wow. Well, you know what, Matt? Thank you. I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on. Appreciate you giving us your time and your effort. You're a wonderful ambassador for the sport. I love your inspirational posts that you post on Facebook and X and all that. Some of them have hit me deeply, especially that one you wrote recently about the little things. You could just start doing the little things in life. So Not only you're a good guy all around, man, and I really appreciate you. Horse racing's very lucky to have you, and I'm very lucky to have you as a friend. And keep on going, keep being a great person you are, and let's continue making horse racing as popular as it can be. Okay, my man.
That's the goal. That's the goal. We're here as ambassadors and
Exactly.
to spread positivity for the game. And sometimes that will come with, hey, let's try this, trying to tweak things, trying to give suggestions to make it better. If we're not working to make it better, then it's not going to get better. But it's still the greatest game in the world. And
By far.
really, really, really lucky to be given the opportunities I have, but meeting a lot of great people as well. It's been a great time. So I appreciate you having me on, and hopefully we'll have a good week this week here at Monmouth.
Yeah, especially if our horse wins.
Oh,
in race 8. Remember, that's race 8 on Saturday, Monmouth Park, number 10. And we're going to make a lot of money with this horse. Number 10. See?
Right
number
there.
10, 5 and 5. You got it. All right, my man. Thank you so much. And we'll have you on again soon. Keep up the good work.
Thanks, Gabe. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you. That was Matt Dinerman, the man, the myth, and the legend. What is this TPIX everybody's talking about? This TrackGabe Performance Index I see all over the place. Well, in case you don't know, let me tell you. It's my own personal data-driven system. I use AI algorithms and my own personal weighting system. Goes over everything. Jockey trainer. I got multiple speed figures, 40 plus angles. And that's what sets us apart. Every track is different. I understand that each track behaves differently. I've put countless hours into this. There's a lot of angles that go into this. It's not a very easy system you don't just punch it in. If you want to know more about TPIX, you could always email me, viptrackgabe@gmail.com, or you could always find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You know how to find me. TPIX, it's the future of racing. And we're on with my man, Librado Barocio.
Hey, hi.
How you doing, my man?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
Good. Now, let's get it out of the air. Librado Barocio is how to say your name, right?
Yeah, Librado Barocio. But you can say it.
Okay, and then the lazy people call you Lee.
Right? Yeah, I don't mind
Lee.
Yes.
And a lot of people, hey, my last name's not easy either, so a lot of people butcher my last name. But now, after watching this, after the many hundreds of people watching this, now I think we're going to have a universal way of saying your name. Librado Barocio.
Barocio, yeah. And my dad, when I was younger, he would, some people call me Lee, and my dad he wouldn't get mad. He would just say, hey, tell him your name's Librado. And he said, I think, because he wanted me to be distinctive and say Librado. So most people say Librado. It's cool, but I don't mind.
Yeah.
Just don't, just keep, don't.
Yeah, don't call you Lee, though.
Yeah, in a way, but it's cool. I don't mind it.
No, I know. You're cool, man. You're a cool guy. Easy going. I love that.
Thank you.
Now you got 2 horses running on Saturday, and I personally think both of them are going to win.
Yeah.
You got Mongolian Altai. Tell us a little bit about that one.
Yeah, Mongolian Altai. I've had him for a couple of weeks. I was able to get him from Mr. Gombat, who actually left the business. He had like a fire sale of his horses, and this one it kind of seemed like no one took a liking to, and at the end he just said, hey, we made a great deal with fire sale. I bought him, and I did, because he had to get diagnostics, and I got a bunch of diagnostics on him, and he is what he is. And I evaluated him over the past couple of weeks, and I think this is where he belongs. I know he's racing for hire, but I try to evaluate horses and give them the best chance and try to put them where I think they belong. And I think this is where it is. And the race came up. There's a couple of horses in there that I'm worried about. But if he gets to the race, and I think he'll run super. And if he doesn't, you'll know.
Exactly. I'll be there Saturday.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to 2 winter circle trips next to you.
Oh, that'd be great. That would be really
That would
nice.
be great. I'm looking forward to two.
Yes,
I'm coming to give you some luck. Usually I give you luck when I'm out there.
you do. You really do.
So, there's a thing to that. Sometimes, even the Brinkerhoffs, they say I bring them luck too. So
You
they
bring
got
me
a
luck.
horse in the first race that day, Carol's Common. So
Oh yeah.
that would be cool. Would be 3 trips in one day.
Well, I'll try to do my part. I promise you that.
Thank you, my man. And then your horse in the 6th race,
Oh yeah.
I'll even say I like this horse even better than Mongolian Altai. Devil
Yeah.
Among Us. The Devil Among Us. Tell us some more about that one.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like I said, I think he's doing great. I claimed him. Doug O'Neill's a great trainer. So we just got him, and it took us a little while. He has some issues. We got him, but I think we have him right now. And the first time we worked him, he worked really fast, and I was like, what? And but I watched the work, and my guy wasn't shoving on or anything. And then after that, the next couple of weeks I didn't even work him because that was way too fast. And then he came back the other day with a nice, strong work, and I think I might have his number, and I think I look for a big race from him.
Yeah. 5-2 on the morning line.
Is he 5-2? I didn't know that. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm expecting a lot lower though.
Okay.
Probably even money, 6-5.
Yeah, I could tell
When
he
they
wants
see
to
your
use
name on
fast.
there and your good percentage, they're
Oh,
like, "Oh,
thank
we
you.
got to bet this horse. Can't let
Well,
this
thank
guy
you.
beat us."
I try. My guy. I got a great staff and a great crew. The grooms are great. The
Yeah,
riders
you
are
do.
great, and they work hard. They work hard, and I think it shows in the afternoon. So I give them all the props first, and I'm just like the manager, oversees it, and they do all the work, and I just kind of uh, watch as you know they work so
Well,
hard. I
see,
just
that shows what a humble, honest guy you are.
Oh,
You
thank
don't
you.
even need the praise, and you appreciate the people that do,
I
a
do.
lot of the hard work in the barn, and that's really good. The groom, a lot of people say, anybody who's knows about horse racing and knows about what it takes to train horses, the groom is extremely important too.
Oh, the groom and the exercise rider and actually
Yeah,
every
exactly.
facet of them. They all and they work so hard. I just can't thank them enough. They work really hard, and they really don't get the praise. But I always try to take care of my people, and I think that's why I got a good group that's always been with me and stay with me. And I just always want to give them the props when I can.
Yeah, that's why I welcome anybody to go to the backside,
Yeah,
and tour the backside and see, which you did for some friends of mine a couple weeks ago, and they
yeah.
loved it.
Sure.
The,
Oh,
the
good. That's
kids are
good.
still talking about it.
Oh, great. I'm glad I could have helped. Glad I helped that day. I
So that
just
was so nice of you. And I recommend anybody to go
more
to
than
the
welcome.
backside, take a tour and see how many people it takes just to get one horse to run,
No, that's right.
right?
That's absolutely right. They're like I said, they're more than welcome. If they contact you, you contact me. I'll let anybody come through
You
and
got the
see
hot
what's
walker, you got the groom, the
grooms. You got
exercise
my
jockeys. There's
assistant, the
the
assistants, and
assistants. There's
you know,
hundreds of people in that backside.
hundreds of people that work
Hundreds of
hard.
people, and people we never see
You
because
never
they're
see
always
it.
back there working.
And they're quiet and they're so humble. They're such
Uh huh.
humble people. They're just I just can't praise them enough, man. I wish they can be in the forefront, but unfortunately they're not. And like I said, I want to thank them and give them the props whenever I can.
Very, very nice.
Thank you.
Now, we're less than a month away from Del Mar, which we love that track. We love that track. I know
Sure.
you do too. Anybody who's been to Del Mar knows it's paradise on earth.
Beautiful.
You got a couple of good ones. Now, I want to talk about one of my favorite horses that you have, Wound Up, who always wins for me. I single him every time, and he wins and
Was
wins
it
easily.
is it six in a
Tell
row?
us
Six in a
about
row.
Wound Up.
He just reeled off a string of victories for me, and he ran hard. And he did his thing, and I gave him a little break, and he is back now training, and I'm trying to wind him up for these Bing Crosby, and
Ooh,
we'll see if we'll see if he can make it there. I'm sure he can, but you know, I'm trying not to rush him into anything that he can't handle. So when I first claimed him for 10, I kind of just took him with the ladder, and I was tempted on many occasions to raise him up and throw him to the wolves. And I got some really good advice by a lot of smart people, and they said, you know what? Why? Just let him, kind of let him show
Yeah.
you that he won't take. And he did. I went step by step by step, and he wants what, 6 in a row. And the last race was a great race. It was a tough race, but I think he ran great. And I just thought after that race, I saw that he gave me his all. So I said, let me back up on him. So I did. Sent him to a really good ranch. There's a ranch, Katie Fisher. I think it's called Fisher King, but the Katie Fisher does a great job with horses. I mean, I can't recommend. I mean, if I recommended anyone, I would tell you that farm and her program is A plus. And I sent him to her, and she did a great job with him. She kept him in the racing condition, and he just came back. He looked great. He has dabbled out, and he's back training. But like I said, I'm going to proceed with him and work him. And my target is the Bing Crosby. But if I feel that if he's not there, I'll wait, because he's got my objective is 3 races. The first race is the Bing Crosby. If he can't make that, I'll go in the uh, in the grass race, which is the oh goodness gracious, the Green Flash. And if that doesn't work, I would go in the Sprint Championship. And all 3 of those are winning you're in. My objective is to try to get him into win one of those winning your ends and get him to the
Yeah.
Breeders' Cup.
How cool would that be?
What was cool? Bob Baffert. I know Bob. I don't really talk to him much, but after Juan last time, we kind of met up, and he just said, I said, hey Bob, can I ask you some advice? And I said, hey, what would you do if you had a horse like mine? And he said, he's fast, and he said, you know what? Because I think the easiest road to the British Cup is uh, on the grass. He said, can he run the grass? I said, yeah, he's won. Overwhelmed him on the grass. He won by 12 that day, or 10. And he goes, that's the easiest road. He said, but that's a good horse. You can win on the dirt too. So he just opened my mind up a little bit. So I thought, oh, maybe, I'll see which one. I have 3 chances to try to win that winning you're in. And I'm going to swing in all of them and see if I can get lucky.
And you have another horse that is a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah.
All your
Lovesick.
horses are favorites of mine.
Oh,
But
great.
fan favorite of many is Lovesick Blues, who's another
Oh,
good one.
yeah, he's doing great. That race the other day was kind of hard. There were some tough horses in there. That Notorious
Oh,
is a
that race
monster.
came up very tough.
Oh gosh, and he hung in there. He ran fourth, beaten by
I
a head for
know.
third. I mean, he was right there. I think with him, I'm going to keep him in the Calbred ranks. And by that I mean there's a route race coming up in, I think, beginning of August, and I know it's a little further, but he's won routing before, and I think that's
Oh,
where
that
I'll
sounds
run
like a
him
good
in.
spot. I'm liking
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I think it's called the Crystal Water. I think that's what it's called, but I know it's like August 5th or something like that. So he came out that
Isn't that
race
a
really well.
mile?
It's a mile. A mile.
Yeah,
I think,
yeah. I
yeah.
know that
It's a
race.
mile,
Yeah,
a mile 16th, one of the two. But yeah, but
yeah, one of the two. Yeah,
he's won that distance. Grazings, they could do a lot of things. And he's doing really well. So I think that's why I'm gonna gear him up to right there, and see if I can get. He's not Breeders' Cup eligible, so uh, I just thought, I just want him. I just want. I don't want to throw him against the wolves, but I just want him to be able to just to gain more confidence by winning. So that's my objective with him.
yeah. And that's what you did with Wound Up too, which I
Thank
like.
you. Thank you.
I liked your strategy with Wound Up.
Thank you.
Not run him over his head, keep him
Thank you.
going, give him confidence and all that.
Thank you.
And I remember one time in the winner's circle when Wound Up won, I mentioned to you that Wound Up looked like he just jogged out there. He didn't even really try that hard.
That's the thing about him. If you look at that last race, okay, so every race that I've had of he's won, as you know, probably by 6 lengths or more. That last race was a tougher race. And if you look at the fractions, I think he went 21, 43, 55, or
Yeah,
54. I mean, he went really
I
fast.
remember that. Just
And he had to go
unbelievable
another,
fast time.
and he had to go an extra 16th. So it was because it was 6.5. And that Grubar kind of was on his shoulder all the time. And he ran the big race. But I think, but if you look at the horses behind him, I was afraid of Positivity in that race. I love that horse, and
Me too. That's one of my favorite
he
horses.
always
Too.
scares me, and I thought, that's
I
the
love
horse I got to
that
beat.
positivity.
And I thought, he put, we beat it by possibly by like 3 or 4. And I don't know, I think throw Gruber out, and I think, I think he dominated that field too. And so he likes to dominate. But I think those 6 races took a toll just because, they were not back to back, but it's like if you have 6 games in a row and you demolish somebody, you kind of, you're not a machine. You need,
Yeah.
you want to replenish all that what you have, and that's what I did with him. And I think he came back. Boy, he looks like he's training so well right now. Like, okay, he needed that. So I look for bigger things.
Yeah. Well, I look for bigger things in the future, and
Thank
we
you.
got 2 of them on Saturday.
Yes.
And you got anything running Sunday? I didn't check.
No, I entered, but the race didn't go. I had another horse.
Okay.
A horse
So,
called
well,
Contrary Chief.
you're going to win twice on Saturday. That's
Yeah,
enough for you.
that'd be nice. It's just, I hope. I hope. Like I said, I like both of them. The question mark is the first one, Mongolian, but the second one, like I said, he's training. The other horse is training really well, and if I can get 2 wins, it's a blessing. So
Yeah, I mean, and everybody watch and look for us on the winner circle.
that'd be nice. Yes.
You'll see us there, hopefully twice.
Yeah.
And I just want to thank you for your time, Lee.
Anytime, Gabe.
Barocio.
However you want to say it.
No. I know.
Just don't say.
Barocio.
Yeah, it's funny. 'Cause some people say borracho, and I don't know if you know what that means in Spanish. It means
No,
drunk.
I do know. Yes, I do know what it means.
Just don't say borracho. You can say
Barocio. No, that's what I was saying. A lot of people butcher your name with Barocho, and they're usually like. The funny thing is, they're Caucasian people or people that don't know Spanish.
Yeah,
and they don't know what Barocho means.
Remember when Bo Greeley had that horse Tres Borrachos?
Yes.
He had a really good horse called Tres Borrachos.
Yes,
and
I remember that.
That was a good horse, but then like some people
That
used to
was a
tease
good
him.
horse. Good fast horse.
Fast horse, yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right, my man. Well, thank you so much
All
for
right.
your time.
Anytime,
we'll do this
Gabe.
again soon.
Okay.
Enjoy your Los Alamitos. I know you're gearing up for Del Mar.
Yes.
And Wound Up, one of my favorite horses in training right now. Take good care of them.
I will.
And take care of yourself. And I'll see you on Saturday, sir.
Appreciate you, Gabe. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's Librado Barocio. Get it right. Barocio. Another thing wrong with horse racing. I think we need more fan engagement in between races, similar to like what baseball games and football games do. Kiss cams, interviewing fans, and so forth. I think we need to do that in between races. Keep the people engaged. Interview fans. Go up to newbies. Have somebody talk to people at the track. Have little contests in between races. You got to do something in between these races to keep the attention span of the new ADHD customer. I'm telling you, if you do this, this will help horse racing. And this is another thing wrong with horse racing that can be improved really quickly.
Hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Gabe's best bet is coming up.
My best bet comes in race 5 at Los Alamitos this Saturday. I love the number 7, Final Table Lady. 5-2 morning line, ran a very good debut race from post 12. Should improve immensely second time out. Tiago is a cowboy. He's great with these young horses. So is Parabon, very good with young horses. Field came up pretty weak. Final Table Lady should win and win easy this Saturday at Los Al. Number 7. Hey, what's going on? I got the man, Val Brinkerhoff. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good. Is Kelly with you?
Yeah, she's right here. She's gonna keep me
She's
from
always
swearing.
right there.
or
I love
something.
that. What a good woman she is.
Yeah, she's pretty tough to stay by me all the time.
Everybody loves Kelly. They should do a show. Remember, everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves Kelly.
Yeah, she's a good person. She takes care of me pretty good. Yep.
Yeah. You need a lot of taking care of, Val. I know.
You're correct.
Oh my man! So I see you got two of them running tomorrow at Los Alamitos. We got a Sunset Storm and American Empire. What are you thinking about them? They're running the same race. What are you doing, Val? Running them in the same race?
Well, I was the only race available over there. They both got the same conditions, and they both like to run the same distance. So I put them in there rather than run one where I don't feel they belong. So I put them in the same race. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly. They both got a shot. They're both going to be about 8-1 or so. And one thing I know, and a lot of people know, you don't leave the Brinkerhoffs off your trifectas and superfectas. Your
Well,
horses, if they don't win, they usually run real good, and they outrun their odds. So a lot of people know that. A lot of people call you their long shot trainer. Oh, that's my long shot trainer, Val Brinkerhoff. So remember that. A lot of people are expecting you to be in their tries and supers. So.
Well, I know that a lot. I hardly ever get a favorite. You know, I don't have $1 million horses or $300,000 or $400,000 horses. I have really good clients. They give me what they can get, and we do pretty good for what we have the money invested in the horses for them.
Oh, I think you did wonderful. Where's my ring? You did absolutely a perfect job with that horse. You've done a great job with all your horses. And another thing I've always said, I'm a surveyor of flesh, and every time I see your horses in the paddock, they're always dappled out, looking good. So you feed your horses good and take care of your horses good. That I know for a fact. So anybody who, when you bet a horse with Val Brinkerhoff, just know the horse is in good shape. Always. Your horses are always in good shape. You got one Saturday, a fan favorite, a horse that I remember being in the winner's circle with you last year at Del Mar with, Carol's Comic. A lot of people like this big, shiny white horse that always runs hard. What do you think about his chances in the first race tomorrow or Saturday at Los Al?
Well, I like him a lot. I'm going 6.5, and I haven't run him very much that far of a distance, but I dropped him a little in price. He's getting up there in age. He's run, I think, 30-something times. I'm not sure exactly what. He's run very good all the time. He gives us everything he got. He draws a good post, and he's always run very well at Los Alamitos. So I think he's going to be real tough in there tomorrow.
Now, talking about Los Alamitos and its surface, what do you think about it? A lot of people say it's a major horse for course track. Well, horses either like the surface or don't. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's more of a harder track than it is over here to Santa Anita. Seems like maybe some of the speed horses hold on better over there to me. That it's not it's not a good. I don't think it's a real good closing track. You can get to on the rail over there. I advise my riders to be aware of the rail. They don't like to stay on the rail for some reason, but the shortest way around a circle is on the inside in my book. So I like them to kind of watch out for that. And if they're not going to stay on the rail, to try to come up the rail and don't waste any distance going out and win the race that way if they have to.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know, but because you're so tall, that you used to be a jockey, and you still are. You still exercise horses sometimes.
Yeah, I used to ride up in Utah and Montana, Wyoming, and the smaller tracks because being as tall as I was, I had a hard time making the lighter weight when I was littler and stuff. But I did pretty good in those venues. I learned a lot of things that you can put to good use. Not let anybody come through on the inside and things like that. And it taught me a valuable work ethic, how hard you had to work to get somewhere. And I worked my way up from there through no help, just my dad and my brothers. We had a stable, and that's where I started. And I ended up here at Santa Anita, and I've had some pretty good accomplishments. I had a horse in the Breeders' Cup, two of them. I had one in the Kentucky Oaks, and I've had some pretty good runners over the time.
Oh, yeah.
So it's been a real good valuable experience for me. Last year I got put on the Wall of Fame at Del Mar, which was a real honor for me. So I've done pretty good for coming from the bush tracks and having to fight my way through by myself.
Yeah, I know, and you don't get a blank check like some of these other trainers do. You got to make the most of what you got, and that's what you do. And I'm a big fan of yours, and you have a lot of fans out there, a lot of people that like you and root for you, and that's because you and your wife Kelly, you're good people as well, not just good horsemen, but good people. Now, at Del Mar, you got some horses for us, right? That are getting ready to go. I know Flamingo Star. You and I have talked about Flamingo Star. Should that horse going to run early in the meet, right?
She's going to run opening day if we get in. I think it's going to be
Oh,
hard to get in. I bought her for a friend of mine and me at Keeneland last summer for 40,000. She seems like she's got exceptional speed to me. I think she'll run maybe better on the turf or just as good. So the purses are going to be so big. It's going to be hard to get in. But we're going to try to get in opening day on the dirt for 5 furlongs, and that's $100,000 purse. If we don't get in there, we'll try to get in. I think there's a turf race in a day or two. It's an $80,000 purse. So if we could win one of them with a $40,000 purchase, that'd be pretty good for us.
wow, that's some good information. I know you've been high on this Flamingo Star for a while, and you got me being a fan of this horse as well. Uh, how about Papa Loves Vegas? He's made me a
Okay,
lot of
he's
money.
going
I
to
love
run
that horse.
opening. Yeah, he's going to run opening day if we get in. A perfect race for him. 6 furlongs on the dirt. He's won his last 2 starts. One was on the dirt and one was on the turf. Because with the Calbred and the way they have it set up, you can win the same exact race, dirt and turf, against the same type of competition before you have to move up. So I'm looking forward
Oh
to
yeah,
running
because
him.
of that.
Opening day there. So he's won 2, but he'll be able to run in the non-winners of 2. I think that's about an $80,000 purse for horses that have won one race. And Edwin, he can't wait to get back on him. So that also makes me feel good when you get a top-notch speed rider like Edwin Maldonado that
Oh
wants to
yeah.
come back and ride your horse. And he gave this horse a fantastic ride down the hill the other day. I mean, you couldn't ask for anybody anything
Stretch
better.
and just came back on again and won. Those Stay Thirsties have a lot of heart. I'm really looking forward to Papa Loves Vegas. I think you got a lot of options with that horse during the Del Mar meet. You say this horse is versatile, dirt, turf, sprint, and all that. So this isn't that the kind of horse you love with all those different options?
Yeah, that's the kind of horse you like. I mean, he won 2 races and he had to battle every inch of the way, and
Yeah,
he
earned
wouldn't
both
let him by
victories.
him. Yeah, he earned them both, and he shows a lot of guts. I love that in a horse that will battle and not let anybody beat him. And uh, after we run there, I'll try maybe 5 furlongs on the turf, and eventually I think he'll run a mile. We can send him out there on the lead and just gallop him along till we turn for home, and as much guts, and he seems to have plenty of stamina, and he'll go on and win for us. The other day when we run him down the hill, he run 113 flat. They run $100,000 stakes race the next day, and they won 113 and 6. So I'm really excited about the potential this horse has.
Oh, me too. Me too. Speed is the name of the game, especially out here in Southern California. And you got a lot of options. They all sound good. I mean, every time I hear, Papa Loves Vegas running on the turf, even routing a mile, if you could go out there and set some modest fractions, I see no reason why he couldn't go a mile. So that's the kind of horse I love seeing. I'm expecting to see you guys in the winner circle a lot. Hopefully, I'm invited to the winner circle again for some champagne. I love drinking champagne with you guys. Now you got one more horse, Val. That Practical Joke horse that you were telling me about. He's going to run at Del Mar too, right?
Yeah, he's just a little bit behind. When I bought him at Keeneland, they called me in the middle of the night. So luckily they had a night watchman around, could hear him thrashing around in his stall. And they called me and told me they took him over to the hospital because he had colic. So I got up, Kelly and I, and we went over there, and they couldn't. I mean, he wasn't so bad that it was an emergency operation, but they messed with him for about a day and a half, and he kept getting a little worse, a little worse, a little worse. So they went in up there, and his intestine got caught on his kidney, and they just flicked it off. And I had to leave him there a couple of months. I didn't dare transport him after being operated on like that back to Utah, where we break him at the training center in St. George. And he's about 3 months behind, but towards the end of the meet, I nominated him for the Del Mar Paterni because I like him so much. He's just a natural. He's
We weren't able to end with Val Brinkerhoff because he got a call from one of his owners regarding his horses. But as you know, when you're a trainer, it's a 24/7 job, and it's hard to even get on these kind of shows. But I think Val and I think Kelly, wonderful ambassadors of this game, personal friends of mine. I love them. They're basically family to me. I love these people. So just in case you're wondering why the interview ended abruptly, thank you very much for watching.
Hey, do you like Longshots? I do. Let's hear what Gabe's has to say, and don't forget to check out Live and Breathe Horse Racing Group on Facebook.
Here's my long shot. Comes also on Saturday, race 6, Churchill Downs. Number 9, Lost and Found. 10-1 on the morning line. Ran a good race in its career race. I was impressed with it. Been working out like a horse that's got a big future. I like Liam's map second time out as well. That's an angle I've always liked. I think this horse is going to improve. It gets Flavian Pratt on it as well. He wouldn't get on it if he didn't like it. So there's my long shot, race 6, Saturday. Let's make some money. 10-1 on the morning line. Love it. Lost and Found. I need some money. It's lost, and this horse is going to make it to where it's found. Let's do it.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to join Live and Breathe Horse Racing Group on Facebook. We have over 9,000 members. Join now.